It's drama time with a side of linguistic, that is. Okay, so apparently there was a massive drama in the Japanese or in general Asian languages learning community between Oriental Pearl, a channel that I adore. I really like the channel. I like her. She's a great content creator. And Abroad in Japan. Now, generally speaking, I have watched Abroad in Japan a few times with the wife, and we have enjoyed his content, also because I'm a nostalgic individual when it comes to Japan, because I lived in Japan for 4 years. But then the title of this video shocked me 11 days ago. Why did Chris Broad attack my channel? Let's go.
Hey, it's Anming here from the Oriental Pearl channel. I am so sorry. I'm not prepared to make a video today. I didn't expect to be making a video.
You look prepared.
But something happened and I want to defend myself.
Please.
And I hope it makes me feel a little better, and I hope it, that you guys can get the story of what's going on.
Let's see.
So this has been bothering me for probably about 5 years or more, just in the back of my head. I thought I was just imagining things. I thought that another creator, a channel called Abroad in Japan, I thought he really, really didn't like me. And we've never met or anything. It just seems like the bigger my channel has gotten, the more animosity there's been. Just took a few hours ago, I was walking around the supermarket getting dinner ready for my husband, and I'm checking on Facebook because I'm old school and I still use an iPad, and I found this post from Abroad in Japan.
The sensationalist Japan content is getting out of hand. A wall with some graffiti on it in Shibuya doesn't mean Japan is at an end. There was graffiti in Shibuya 10 years ago, there's graffiti in Shibuya today. But unfortunately, positivity doesn't drive clicks. I was in Kabukicho, Shinjuku the other day, and it was absurdly busy. There was certainly more rubbish than usual. Then I realized it was a 3-day weekend, and far busier than the average weekend. Shame. It was a missed opportunity to point my camera at the rubbish and make a video decrying the end of Japan! Now stop reading this. Every minute online is time better spent rummaging around Asia's biggest red light district with a GoPro looking for dirt. There's some serious ad revenue to be made, folks.
That's such a strange thing to say. Again, I still don't know the whole context, so I don't want to just jump onto Abroad in Japan simply because I like Oriental Pearl. But to be fair, if you don't like this kind of content or you don't like the topic chosen by any content creator, don't make it.
There's some serious ad revenue to be made, folks.
As a millionaire is telling me I'm making too much money, here's an actual snapshot of the revenue from the video, which is far below my average because most content is sponsored. And I did this one as a passion project because I saw a lot of changes in my neighborhood.
It's fine.
There's a lot of problems with this post other than just being malicious, unnecessary. I asked him to take it down. It's still up. The video that I did the other day,
I mean, to be fair, if he doesn't have to take it down, you can respond. I wouldn't ask anyone to take anything down, Oriental Pearl. I would, unless it's like full-on slander. But even then, the kind of stuff that my enemies did against me online, I just respond. It's either you can laugh at them, you can respond in kind, which is usually what I do.
The video that I did the other day is my honest opinion, and anyone is welcome to disagree with that. It's not made to make money. There's no sponsor that's going to sponsor that kind of content.
Yeah.
The kind of sponsored content that makes a lot of money is the kind of content that Chris makes, doing a topic for with the Prefectural Tourist Bureau, whatever it's called. And I think this is also problematic because it gives people a very romanticized version of what this country is, almost like a utopia. I wanted to not only counter that, but also pick up the topics that YouTubers like him would not take. I'm not in collaboration with any prefectural office. I can talk about whatever I want from my own opinion. The video doesn't have to be checked or reviewed over as his does when he does that.
Of course.
And I have freedom as long as it is within the community guidelines to talk about whatever I want.
Whatever you want.
I want people to come to Japan with a balanced perspective of what the country actually is, not come here with rose-tinted glasses where everything is utopian. That's just not what it is.
Fair.
I have been trying to do this video for 2 years. It wasn't just pulling out my GoPro and filming trash and throwing it up on the internet. 2 years ago, I started researching into the Toyoko kids problem and the standing woman problems. It's a lot more research in the background than just flipping out a GoPro. And by the way, what's wrong with the GoPro? This is an amazing camera. This camera has changed my life. When I was getting my master's degree in China and international relations, I was going to become a diplomat. But I feel like
She definitely has the linguistic skill to do that, by the way, I'd like to underline.
this changed my life for the better. I think I have more influence than I ever would have had as a diplomat just doing YouTube. And when you cover topics like this, it's okay for people to disagree, but it's not okay to lash out. Chris, that would have been a great video talking about how you think that all the sensational content about the Japanese economy not being good, the graffiti or foreign immigrant problem not being good. You can counteract that and make a video stating your own opinion.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know her politics. I don't know his politics. And personally, I don't care. I like looking at a person for who they are. And if I think that they are a decent person, then if we happen to have the same politics or similar politics, then great, good, fantastic, we agree. But even if we have completely opposite politics, as it is the case with a lot of my friends, as long as there is a certain level of decency, then I don't care. Personally. And in fact, it could be an interesting stimulus and an interesting opportunity to not only challenge my own opinions and ideas when the opinions of someone who belongs to an opposing political position can bring up their own and defend their ideas intelligently. Maybe they'll change my mind, or maybe I will change their mind on specific ideas or policies. Now, I don't know what their policies are. Personally, I think the Iron Lady in Japan is based, and if you disagree, that's okay. I do believe that illegal immigration is a massive problem, therefore, and some people call me whatever they call me because of that, far right, I guess, and I personally don't care. Once again, I don't know her politics. I don't know his politics. She could be a centrist. She could be a right-winger. She could be a leftist. I don't care, because I appreciate what she just said now. She thinks that there is a problem in Japan and she wants to discuss it from her own real life experience, then I value that. Whether or not her approach to what the possible solution to that problem could be might be the same as what I think it would be. And that's as simple as it gets.
It didn't have to be done in a Facebook post like that. It was just malicious, hostile, and ill-willed. But the post is still up. I truly find Chris's commentary about my channel to be a double standard and hypocritical. I think it comes more from being territorial about who has the right to film in Japan than it does about the actual things that I film. One of his favorite YouTubers is literally bald and bankrupt, who is a guy who's also inspired my channel, goes around with a similar camera to a GoPro, films interactions with people, goes to places you would never see, even here in Japan, and Chris has helped him.
Yeah, I think the GoPro thing, honestly, Oriental Pearl, I think it was just a little cheap shot. That's what it was. To kind of belittle a little bit the kind of work that you do. That's how I would read it. Again, I'm not necessarily attacking abroad in Japan, because I think, to be fair, I would have to go and see how he responds to this so that I hear both sides. I am kind of biased towards liking her. So there is that. I'm kind of saying it out there. So I am underlining my possible biases onto this. But I'm also at the same time trying to look at this and be like, okay, but is she making sense in what she's saying now? And up to this point, I'd say yes. The only thing I disagree with is asking the guy to take down the post. So that's the only thing I disagree with what Oriental Pearl said. Everything else, I'd say based.
You talk about the definition of sensationalized.
Yeah.
That is another level of sensationalized
Agreed.
thumbnails, sensationalized topics.
And that's for money. Look at 10 million views, 11 million views, 8 million views. Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of money right there.
Sensationalized thumbnails, sensationalized topics. But he loves it. I don't think he really has a problem with the topics I choose. I think he has a problem with me.
Okay, wait. He actually responded. I gotta watch his video too. Maybe not the whole video, but let me see how he handled it, so I can, judge appropriately.
The other day I started receiving messages from people asking me if Japan is okay, linking a rather ominous sounding video called "What is Happening to Japan?" It wasn't just...
Why is he blurring her face? Why is he blurring her face out? And no reference to the channel? Oh, no way. No way he did that.
It wasn't just the title and thumbnail that were ominous, but the description reading, "Is Japan cooked? I've seen a lot of changes and things seem to be getting worse." And more crucially, a creator who is one of the biggest foreign content creators living in Japan.
Why would you blur her out? The online interaction drama etiquette requires mention proper mention. You know how many people have actually made full-on hate-filled hit pieces about me, and I've always given proper credit, link in the description to their video, and even told my subscribers, still, if you like what they do, feel free to subscribe. This is very odd.
With 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube alone, and hundreds of thousands more across other social media platforms. In fact, the same video had been chopped up into half a dozen videos without dialogue and shared on Instagram and TikTok, amassing over 3 million views in just a matter of days. Kabukicho and Shinjuku doesn't represent Tokyo, it doesn't represent Japan, but if you wanted to make Japan look cooked, it would be the first place you would go, pull out your camera and hit record. The other half of the runtime in these videos was dedicated to Nakameguro, a trendy district that's historically one of Tokyo's most artistic neighbourhoods. And with a recent history of graffiti, both artistic and just tagging, where people just spray paint their name. A few years ago, I think it was 2019, there was quite a lot of graffiti, and the local schools got together to paint over it, and then the graffiti came back again. But when Japanese TV made a video on it, interviewing locals, interestingly, they didn't intercut it with shots of Asia's biggest nightlife district and call it What is Happening to Japan. They called it Residents Express Discomfort at 37 graffiti sites found around Nakameguro Station. And maybe that's why, despite having twice the number of subscribers, they only got 100,000 views, instead of almost 500,000.
Mate, I'm trying to be fair here, but the problem is, we all do it. We all try to get the most clickable title and the most clickable thumbnail ever. We all do it. So I'm in no position at this point to point the finger at her if in any way, shape or form during your career as content creators you decided to make a title that was clickbaity. Because I do it too. We all do it.
Silly traditional media attempting to present news in an objective manner in 2025.
She's not the media. She's not the media. She's a YouTuber. She's not the media, mate.
As at this point you might be thinking, okay, right, so what's happened to Japan? What happened next? Now lean in. Come closer. Come over. That was it. That was literally it. In a country of 120 million people, they were all cooked because of some bin bags in a red light district and some spray paint on a wall down 6 or 7 streets in the capital city. And while the YouTube video was 15 long, stupid minutes I'll never get back, it was the short form content that really concerned me. We live in a scary time when more people now than ever before learn things about countries and cultures from 30 to 60-second videos without context, and where the more sensationalist the videos are, the more you will be rewarded for it. People...
Okay, well, let's have a look. 101 things to do in Tokyo, Japan. Hidden spots revealed. So are you saying that these spots were actually hidden up to a month ago and you are the one who actually revealed them for the first time? Day in my life living in Tokyo was a mistake. Do you actually mean it was a mistake? So like, are you planning on moving out? Because I mean, otherwise this is clickbait. This is clickbait abroad in Japan. Is Japan's most dangerous volcano about to erupt? Ooh, I don't know. Did you contact the actual media university? Isn't this alarmism? What if I was planning to visit that area? Now you said this, I need to run away. Or is it actually about to erupt? Did you have professionals, scientists, academics give you this? Or is this to get 715,000 views? Hey, look, in my most humiliating moment in Japan in 10 years, it's pretty awful. Oh, is it awful? Oh my gosh, what happened to him? Is this actually awful? Do you mean it? This should be banned, he said. 12 things in Japan that don't make sense. Well, it should be banned. He said, so it means he wants the actual authorities, the government interventionism, to actually take down his video because he truly believes that it should be banned, right? Because he never uses or adopts any form of sensationalistic title in order to get how many? 1 million views. 1 million views. Japan's unexplained UFO time. It's classified, guys. Oh my god. It's classified. His thumbnail tells us that this video about UFOs in Japan is actually classified, which means this must be some dog whistle from direct authorities. Maybe the CIA is involved. Maybe the FBI is involved. This could be actually international. Possibly if I click this, I might see a real alien. Man, I just looked through your recent videos. You're gonna be joking. Rules for me, not for thee abroad in Japan. Sorry, I lost respect for you. You literally pointed the finger at a person you blurred out, telling us how awful she was, because of her sensationalistic and clickbaity titles in order to get the views, and you do worse. Tourist banned, he says. Japan versus foreign tourist. A worsening situation. You gotta be joking. Self-aware. Zero. I'm telling you this much. As far as I'm concerned, no. Abroad in Japan, you lost me there completely. I cannot stand rules for me, not for thee. I cannot stand it. Look at this. This is hilarious. This is actually hilarious.
Now, I was especially concerned, not just as somebody living in Japan or Tokyo, but actually this street where the thumbnail's taken is somewhere I walk down once or twice a week in Nakameguro. One of my favourite coffee shops is just around the corner, and in fact, this video I made earlier in the year was filmed on the same street, albeit at a different angle, not showing the abandoned house. And not to mention, I've actually been living in the neighbourhood myself for the last 3 years. And when I went to take the thumbnail for my video, I quickly noticed a few interesting differences between my original ungraded photos and the thumbnail of her video. It is a rather fascinating game of spot the difference. So naturally I was a bit concerned to find out what is happening to Japan.
Yeah, okay, I'll give him that. As I say, I do like Oriental Pearl. I do not like, because I try to be fair in my critiques, I do not like the fact that he blurred her face and removed every reference to her channel. I think that's really out of place. Not even my haters do it. They put links to my channel. And they freaking hate my guts. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have edited in stuff, Oriental Pearl. I would take that criticism if I were you, while at the same time I'm criticizing him for removing every mention to you directly. So I'm just trying to be fair here. If you did do that, because I mean, at this point I don't know.
For half of the runtime of the video, the creator in question walks through Kabukicho in Shinjuku, Japan's biggest nightlife district, with a reputation for being dirty and gritty, filming bin bags, litter, and homeless people. In the short form content, the same videos show the litter being intercut at times with foreign tourists, who are queuing unremarkably to take a photo of the Toho Godzilla statue, although the angle of the statue was left out of the footage. And it's at this point I need to reiterate, if you don't know Japan, Kabukicho or Shinjuku can be a bit of a shock. It's the equivalent of walking through downtown LA or Soho in London. And in recent years, it's been gentrified more than perhaps anywhere in Tokyo. It used to be genuinely quite dangerous. I remember 10 years ago, I made a hotel reservation there and had to cancel it after there was a Yakuza shootout quite literally across the road from the hotel. The area is also synonymous with Tokyo's homeless population as far back as 2003, when the film Tokyo Godfathers shone a spotlight on the long-standing homeless population.
I see where he's going with this. So he's basically saying, she's making it sound like things have changed for the worse, but this place has always been... Okay, even if the place has always been connected to danger and homeless people, it is a fact abroad in Japan that illegal immigration is a lot more of a problem right now, which is one of the reasons why the Iron Lady won. So when it comes to this point, I give it to her. I think you're trying to twist it a little bit.
Population, which according to the statistics is thankfully going down. And if you walk around there today, compared to 10 years ago, there are far less homeless people. But crucially...
But are these homeless people Japanese? This is the real question, and this is going to get political then. You know what I mean? So, and again, it doesn't matter at this point. All that matters is the correct representation of the facts and the truth. Now, whether you agree or disagree with the foreign policy of any given country, that's a different discussion that we can have and sit down and have, of course, hopefully civilly. But the facts are facts. So the real question here, if you show statistics and data, then you shouldn't try to manipulate that data. You need to give the full extent of the information. You say that there are less homeless people in general, okay? However, within these population clusters, what are now the numbers of foreign homeless people in that area, because we're specifically talking about that section. You either do that or the data is insignificant and irrelevant. I'm not going to continue the video. Also because I don't want this reaction to be 50 hours, but you lost me there completely. No. Absolutely not abroad in Japan. This is shameful. You either decide to make a video response to a content creator that was critical to you, which is absolutely your right to do, but you do it properly and you share who this person is, or you don't. This half-cocked thing of blurring out everything and making sure no one in your audience goes and subscribes or checks out a video and gives her views is It's rubbing me wrong. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's really rubbing me wrong. Even if some of the critiques he has brought up, I could agree with. I just can't stand this choice.
Other creators that I know and respect that also have had issues with Chris. John Dopp, nicest guy in the world, OG here in the Japan YouTube community. It was no more than a few years ago that Abroad in Japan jumped on Twitter in the middle of the night to dump on John's content out of the blue for no reason. If you have a problem with John, there's something wrong with you. There's seriously something wrong with you. You're in the wrong there, which I think he realized, and that's why he deleted the Twitter post later. But
I see.
I'm sorry, John. I don't mean to get you wrapped up into this. This is not John's fault. He's not involved. But there's certain things that I feel like need to be said. It was this same kind of zero sum, your win is my loss, territorial, my Japan, I'm the king of Japan kind of mentality.
Could be.
But to be honest, I've never told anyone this. But I'm going to tell you something. I think Abroad in Japan is losing the plot here with viewers as well. A few years ago, I had a really good month on YouTube. A video just blew up.
Holy moly, 29.7 million. That's insane. It takes me if I am having my best months, it would take me 6 months to get those views.
It changed my life. It made me decide to become a full-time YouTuber.
Of course.
Almost 300,000 new subscribers that came to my channel.
Fantastic.
And I never said this publicly, but when I opened up the stats and I saw where those subscribers were coming from, it was your channel, Chris. Almost 300,000 people came over. And in the comments section, there were many, many comments that came in like this.
Oh, wow. You're like a female Chris Broad, except prettier and less grumpy.
You're like a prettier, not grumpy version of Chris Broad. I think the internet was trying to tell Chris something. That maybe you're being a grumpy bumpy. Is it just me? Or maybe you lost the plot a little and it's coming off bad, it's coming off arrogant. Things that you say to criticize other channels, being sensationalist, he'll turn around and talk about Johnny Somali.
Scumbag, by the way, Johnny Somali, but I do understand her point. She's absolutely right.
Speaking of sensationalized, though, the Johnny Somali drama and the rude foreigners and this and that, videos like this have convinced all of the English-speaking people on YouTube that watch Japan content that this is a big issue between Japan and the West, and this is causing anti-foreign sentiment. It has nothing to do with anything. As a person who studied international relations in China, especially Japan-US China relations, is more of an issue between China and Japan than it has anything to do with Johnny Somali or any annoying streamer that's ever come here. But hey, you know what? Anything for that revenue. That's why I found that ironic. Is it just me or is that ironic? Like, definitely not for the money. Chris, we're YouTubers. We're both YouTubers, but you can't be doing that kind of stuff and then tell me that I'm just after the money or something.
Everyone is after the money, can we just say? Every person who ever posts anything or uploads anything on the tube, or in fact, for that matter, any other social media platform does it in the hopes that that will get a lot of views, and one of the benefits of those views is the money. Now, I'm not saying that we do it only for the money. No, we do it because we have a message. We do it because we have an idea. We do it because there's something perhaps we care about and want to inform, educate, correct, debunk. There are a lot of reasons why people as us, content creators, upload a specific video, but the money is also one of it. Let's not pretend that we're like, oh, no, I don't want the money that I got from this very successful video that I made a while ago. And I don't want to give numbers because I don't want to be sounding like I'm trying to flex or anything, but it has happened, I think, to all of us who have received a decent level of success, like in my case, or a high level of success like her or Abroad in Japan. Yeah, it's not like we don't like the money. So you can't point the finger at someone, particularly when you have become a millionaire. You can't really point a finger at someone and say you're doing it for the money. While you're living in a freaking palace.
Like, you convinced millions of people that Johnny Somali matters, a guy who did stupid misdemeanors around Japan. Because of this
Yeah, let's not play it down, though. He was gross, the stuff he did.
kind of content, it's convinced people on the internet that speak English that this was a big issue. It's not a big issue. the stuff that I'm talking about, the homelessness and the graffiti, that I feel like the stuff that I'm talking about is a much bigger issue than stupid Johnny Samal or whatever so-and-so did.
I agree with that, actually. Mass immigration is always a big problem when it comes to illegal immigration. But I've made multiple videos on this. I don't want to make this too political. Let's continue.
The Torygate thing, that all this stupid stuff that doesn't mean anything. To me, it feels like looking down from an ivory tower and hawking a loogie
I can see
at
that.
the people who do the lowly jobs with the GoPro, like me. But let's be honest, Chris has reached a point in his career where he could just about sit on a toilet and people would watch. And I wish that I had started earlier. I started my YouTube channel in about 2020 when I could have started it just like Chris in 2012 when
Holy moly, did you? I started in 12 years ago.
we first came to
I think
Asia.
you did great.
But to look down on my videos because they're not fancy enough or he doesn't think I put enough effort in, you'd be surprised. The filming, the research, we're talking about 30, 40, 50 hours per video. And that's not
She definitely puts more effort to her video than I do to mine, including my historical ones.
even including all the language practice that I had to do and still do on a daily basis to keep up my skills to be able to make that content. I knew it was going to be hard to come into this already saturated Japan community. I didn't know anybody here. I didn't have YouTube friends. And from the very start, I felt the cold shoulder and I kind of thought that everyone in Chris's friend group just didn't like me. Maybe that's still in my head. Maybe that's me being self-conscious. I really don't get it, except, going back to the John Dobb thing. I don't have permission to be in his friend group. I'm making videos, I'm getting a lot of views, and I don't think he likes that. And that it shouldn't have to be that way.
Of course.
It shouldn't have to be that way.
There are a lot of creators that are envious. So, and again, I don't know if this is the case for Abroad in Japan. I can't read his mind, so I can't say it as a definitive fact. But there are plenty of creators that are like that. For instance, Mizkif, who was literally A-word his girlfriend, Emiru, as we know in the recent drama development, because she was getting more views than him, and he was like being violent about it. And this is someone who was getting 19,500 people watching, but if I get 60 people on a live stream on Twitch, on YouTube I've got like 1,000, 1,500 sometimes, but on Twitch if I get like 60, I'm happy. I'm like, wow, I got 60 people watching.
Enough Japan to go around for all of us. I just kind of assumed that I'm out of the circle, Abroad in Japan's group and all his YouTuber friends, and I should just, for the longest time I'm like, avoid conflict. I don't really want to fight, but I think the viewers love that. They got their popcorn, they're ready, they're like, drama. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I don't think it's going to be a good one. I hope that we can, talk about this. I think that maybe it's about time we should do that, but I do have to stand up and defend myself. I think other viewers have seen it of the channel, and maybe that's why I got a big influx of subscribers. I don't know. Before I go to bed, I want to say, Chris, you're being a cunt. Stop that. Stop. There's enough Japan to go around. Okay, maybe now we really won't be friends, because I said that, or I made this video, but I think in another world we would have been friends. And it's just unfortunate that there's bad blood for no reason. Maybe this will make things better. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll make it much worse. I don't know. I've never really been in a feud with a creator like this.
Oh gosh, tell me. I've done my fair share. I've done my fair share, let me tell you that much. In fact, this is going to be a great opportunity to see how he reacts if he does respond. And if he does respond and he's humble and he explains, like he said, hey, I overreacted to your post. I should have probably avoided that. If he does that, he'll gain point. I'll give him credit where credit is due, and that's what I would suggest you to do. If he acts in a humble way and accepts the criticism and apologizes for it, or maybe even if he doesn't apologize, perhaps he at least says, yeah, I shouldn't have worded it that way, perhaps I could have done something different, then I think we should give him credit. But if he doesn't, so if he completely ignores you because he thinks you're below him, or if he does double down and in fact goes on the offensive, at that point, true colors. Am I right?
Especially a creator that I don't know, but we have a lot of mutual friends and a lot of weird parallels between me and Chris. I think we're the same exact age. He's getting married in Japan. I got married in Japan. His wife is the same age as my husband. We both like languages. We both like traveling. We've been to every prefecture in Japan. There are just some weird parallels. Taught English, like things over and over again.
Yeah.
I think there's no need for drama. I don't even know if I'll keep this video up here.
That's why I wanted to react soon.
But I'd like to talk to Chris, and hopefully something good will come out of it. So thank you for watching.
Absolutely.
I just felt like I needed to get this off my chest. I've been
good.
silent about it for about 5 years. And yeah, it was bothering me. But that's about it. I would love to talk. And I don't know if you're open to it, but I followed you on Instagram, and I would love to start the conversation there. So I'll be looking for that. But thank you for listening, everyone. And Chris, if you did watch this, thank you for listening too. And that's about it. I'll see you in the next one.
Cool. Yeah, no, totally. As I say, I'd like to hear what he has to say about it, perhaps before forming my own complete opinion. With that being said, everything she said here, I agreed with almost everything she said. I don't think she did anything wrong with pointing out the things that she pointed out. And it did sound like, again, his post compared to what my haters say about me, it's like nothing. But then again, we shouldn't always compare in that key. Something can be wrong, even if it's not as bad as what other people do. And what he did post sounded petty. Petty, that's the word. It did sound petty. So there's that. Thank you for watching. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Bye.